the last step of this process of getting angles for your ads, basically. So in this third step, you've understood stages of awareness, you've understood your trigger clusters, you've organized your messages, right? Now you connect your trigger clusters, exactly as you said, with your stages of awareness. And then you convert them, you get creative a little bit and convert them to angles for your ads, concepts for your ads, ideas, to simplify that, right? So mapping these messages, again, stages of awareness, step 3. Okay, I'm going to start with the pain aware stage. Like I said, we don't tend to begin at the unaware stage. It's hard to convince a prospect that there is a problem they're facing when they don't think so. So pain aware stage, I told you what they need to know, which is mostly understanding problem and understanding your solution, right? So what is the trigger clusters that goes best with helping them understand these things? One is describing the pain points, describing the solution in connection with the pain points, which is the basic value propositions of your product, which is again common aspirations, right? So these two clusters go well with as messages for this particular stage of awareness of your prospect. If they're here, then you use this set of messages. So I hope you guys can see my cursor up enough. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've matched these messages or these trigger categories with this stage of awareness. Now I'm going to use all this and my knowledge from our inventory before to come up with angles. Again, I've just given you a couple of examples. You can start by making just one ad if you want, or you can start by making 5 to 10 ads as well. So that depends on what you're trying to do with your campaign, what scale, right? So 2 examples here is, we understood that a lot of people have this pain point of styling their hair using different techniques, ironing, curling, coloring, whatever. And that causes a lot of hair fall and they start looking for a product to solve the problem, which is a category of people who are going through this issue, mostly teenagers today, right? So I'm going to keep that in mind. Then I'm going to use the sticky messages I found in my, let me just go back to that. I found here somebody saying my hair is falling out by the handfuls, and then of course another expectation for a head full of hair is common. So I'm going to use these things, mix them up. Head full of hair is again here in common aspirations. Basic pain point is styling hair here and here, and the category of people going through this pain point, I'm going to target them with this angle, saying how a teenage girl, right, that falls in this category went from losing handfuls of hair, which is already there in our messages, to having a head full of hair, which is again an expectation people have, in just 3 weeks. I've just added a little creative element, which is an extra benefit to say that this product is valuable. This is something that is worth taking time to understand. Like, how did this happen? That's something amazing, right? So I'm going to target the people suffering with these pain points, which are teenagers. I'm going to use that in my messaging, because the moment you see, if you're a businesswoman and you see an article says how businesswomen did something, then you'll immediately be interested because you feel like that's about me, right? So if teenagers see a teenage girl, they're going to connect with it. So I'm going to use that. So this girl went from losing a lot of hair to a head full of hair. I used the same messages that the language that my market is using in just 3 weeks. So I'm going to run an ad that is a story that talks about this concept to this market going through these pain points now. They can connect with it immediately. What happens now is they will not go from seeing this story, reading this story, to immediately buying your product. If that happens, you're doing extremely well. Kudos on that. But generally what happens is you've told them a story. Now their awareness about what's going on has increased. They've understood. This girl in the story, what basically we'll cover is she's talking about her problem, her suffering, so much hair falling out. And she's saying, so now what I do is I drink a lot of water. Then I also wash my hair twice a week. Then I also use this amazing serum, by the way, which does these things. And I like it because of these things. And that's where she talks about our product, right? So this is how that story talks about a product. Now they have a sense of, okay, this is a product in the market that solves these particular pain points. So now your pain aware prospects have gone from pain aware stage to the next stage of awareness. Another angle example is just falling hair, don't despair, says this working mom of 3. The reason I put mother of 3 is because we talk about stress, anxiety, pregnancy causing hair fall, pain point again. People who go through that can connect with this mother of 3 situation, stress of managing 3 children, working at the same time. So she'll probably have hair fall. So all these women who feel like, okay, I also work, I have kids, I am under a lot of stress, but this lady says, don't despair about hair fall. Then she's found an antidote to pattern hair loss. Again, another pain point that a product is solving, right? So these people see falling hair, don't despair, says a working mom of three. They'll feel like, okay, that's like me. And then they'll be like, okay, found an antidote to pattern hair loss. That's what I'm suffering with. Let me take interest in this article. So these are two stories we run as ads. Remember, we're not running ads as ads, we're running stories as ads to elevate one stage of awareness prospects to the next stage of awareness. These stories will include something about our product and its features. So that is for the pain aware stage. Abhinav, do you want to add in something?
No, super cool. I think this was very self-explanatory. We can move on to the next stage, the next example.
All right. So from this point onwards, I'm not going to get into a lot of detail about how I came up with every sentence. It is the same.
Slide is going to be there in the resources, guys. So all the text or whatever you're seeing on screen is what you're going to get below. So feel free to skim through it, or rather absorb it, once you're done with the video.
Yeah, you can do that. So you can go back and forth, look at what messages you've collected, how did I come up with certain phrases, because it's all from the inventory I showed you. So that's how it works. Again, next stage of awareness, solution aware folk. I told you they know about the problem and they know about solutions in the market, but they don't know about you or your product. What do they need to know now? They need to know why your product matters above the others in your market, why it's better than your competition, right? So they need to know the special benefits of your product, what else your product does better than other products in the market, and then also what are these specific pain points that your product solves, problems that your product solves better than other products in the market, right?